All right, guys. So one of the things that I need you guys to immediately start working on is this idea of the off-ramp for getting to your site. All right. So PCH is a very fast-moving 4 or 5 lane road in each direction, and as you come across this bridge, you're going to have to kind of create an off-ramp lane that that gives enough time for things to slow down and to turn to come back onto the site. There also has to be an on-ramp that's created that'll start somewhere in that same vicinity and track back onto the road. I asked you guys to look at the Indian Hill off-ramp because it is one of those off-ramps that changes sort of elevation from a raised level to a lower level, and that's exactly the condition you have here. All of this area is lower than this area here. So the highway is up higher, especially where the bridge is, okay, and there's another bridge here. And so you have to make sure that you're able to create that turn-off zone and that there's enough time for people to slow down in order to turn onto your site. We cannot make it to where people stop on the highway or slow down on the highway to turn into the site. Make sense? You understand that you have to create a lane that you kind of pull over and you slow down in. All right. So one of the things that I want to kind of cover with you guys is using the road as a design feature. All right. And so I'm going to show you guys a couple of images. I'm trying to find them over here. Right. These are images that come off of an architectural artist named Mohammed Pravari. And I'm showing this to you because I need you guys to not just create some sort of simplistic off-ramp, but I need you guys to think of the off-ramp as something that has an artistic nature. Okay? So when you look at this image, you start to notice that these ramparts or these ramps and turn areas are all at a variety of different levels. When we look at this, we see a shadow here, we see a level here that comes up to a higher level and more shadows down in there. That in turn is under this level. This level drops from the highest point all the way down to the lowest point. Okay? And then over in here, you see it going from the highest point down in 2 areas to a lower point. So there is a pattern that is generated here, okay? And one of the things that I want you guys to be aware of is that the pattern that you're going to generate with the road is going to have to be distinctly different. It's going to be like overlaid over the other pattern that you guys are working with, your geometry. And so you've got to kind of get the two to kind of live harmoniously together, right, on that site, and you've got to get the rampway to be distinctive while at the same time finding a place to blend into the other geometry. That place where it blends into the other geometry is the marriage of the two. All right. Another drawing, this one's rectilinear, but it shows, again, this sort of design pattern of creating different elevations of things and the pieces kind of coming together in a way that isn't just purely functional. All right. I have a couple more that I wanted to show you. Right, this image here, the reason I'm showing you this image is that here you see this wedding or collision of 2 different systems. Can you guys identify what the 2 systems are?
Circular and linear.
Circular and linear. So we have these kind of linear pieces, and then we've got these kind of curving pieces, right? And the 2 are brought together harmoniously. As you guys start to work on your patterns, that's one of the things that you're going to have to do, is you're going to have to find where the pattern of the road that you're working with, right, the one that you're designing to create something extraordinary out of, comes back in and becomes part of your geometry, your grid. Okay? Another image showing, again, changes in elevation and level in sort of an artistic fashion. So this is what I'm looking for out of you guys in the design of the off-ramp and how it might interact with the parking area and other roads that you're going to have on your site. Another image showing, this time not roads, but circulation, and circulation expressed as an artistic and expressive portion of the architecture. Okay, but if you think about it, roads and walkways are both the same thing, just for different types of uses. Here's an actual roadway. I'm not sure where it is, but you can see that this is a very expressive sort of connection, right? It's not just your simple everyday off-ramp like you had at the one that you had to look at, which was the Indian Hill off-ramp. Another one, this is a bicycle. This is an elevated bicycle path. All right, and once again, it's got a pattern to it. It isn't just a simple dumb off-ramp. Set of freeways sort of coming together. I'm guessing it's Los Angeles, but I'm not sure. And you can see that there's various levels of things kind of interacting with each other, and that there is a very strong geometric pattern. One of the things that you guys need to master in order to develop these patterns is the idea of tangency, where a curve turns into a line in a smooth fashion. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this one, and we'll take another look at something else right now.